Today from George Jenkins Arena inside the Lakeland Center, the site of the 2012 FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. This is the Class 7A semifinals between the Tigers of Ely out of Pompano Beach and the Green Devils out of St. Petersburg. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Rideout along with Bob Hrdusky. We welcome you to our coverage of the basketball finals. This is a 7A semifinal. Boy, what a game it was, Bob. And the other 7A semifinal, a one-point win for Oak Ridge over Oviedo.
And you hate to see somebody lose. A long-time basketball coach on our state, Ed Kirscher, bringing Oviedo into the semifinals. And, you know, a couple missed free throws, a couple things didn't go your way. It's what could have, should have, but at the end of the day, Oak Ridge had one more point, and Oviedo had a great look right down the middle of the floor and got it to the rim, but couldn't make the layup, and obviously couldn't get a good out-of-bounds play with 0.6 left. But it's kind of the team that wins that game gets the winner of this game, and if all things go according to plans, it could be Ely, and that may be a tough task for anyone to surmount in the 7A classification.
Yeah, St. Petersburg is making their first trip to the finals since 1972, where they lost to Lake Worth 72-61 in a Class 4A state semifinal. Ely ranked number 1 in the state. They were last here in 2007. They defeated Dr. Phillips 80-77 in overtime for the Class 6A state championship, one of 3 state titles for their head coach Melvin Randall in his 20th year. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. As we first look at the Ely Tigers, and Bob, they are loaded. Benji Bell, a transfer from the Gainesville area, so you know him out of Eastside High School, a senior, but also Gifford, tough to stop.
Absolutely. They're loaded with seniors, and that's usually the teams that do well here in Lakeland, and you're starting 5 seniors. And the funny part of it is they'll be loaded up again next year with whoever replaces those guys. It's such a storied program, and it has such great depth. They're here every year.
Again, an all-senior lineup, as you mentioned, with Smith, Gifford, Bell, Myers, and Walker for the Green Devils of St. Petersburg. They come in with a record of 23-8 under their 10th-year head coach, Chris Blackwell. We see the backcourt there of Owens and Adams and Griffin. Also in the front court, Lehman and Jones. And you might want to call them the Killer D's, because the leading scorers for St. Pete, all their guys start with the letter D, and they all average, or 4 of the guys average in double figures. Leading the way, Dayon Griffin with 14 points. David Lehman, David Jones, DeMontre Adams also averaging double figures as well.
And I think that's good, Mike, when you have great balanced scoring, because as you're preparing to play a team like that, you can't say, let's just take this person away.
Right.
Let's take this person away. And I think if you look over the years, even go back to the Gators when they won the 2 national championships, all 5 starters averaged within a half point of each other. It's hard. Who are you going to shut down? Al Horford, Joe Kim Noah, the shooter. So I think it's the same way here. It's hard to shut one person down when you have great balanced scoring.
You can purchase a DVD of this broadcast by visiting us online at FHSAAsports.com. So it's the Class 7A semifinals between the Green Devils of St. Petersburg and the Tigers of Ely, as they are introducing the starting lineups now for St. Pete. They are the home team. They will be wearing the white uniforms, and Ely wearing the green uniforms, actually introducing both starting lineups. So we are just about a minute or so away from the start of the game, so let's take a look at how both these teams got here. Ely won their region final against Atlantic out of Delray Beach, 75-58. They had a close one against St. Thomas Aquinas in the region semifinals, but Ely was able to prevail in that one, 56-52. The game was played at Ely, but Aquinas played them tough. Also for St. Petersburg, the Green Devils, they defeated Martin County in the region finals by only 1. So both teams, Bob, had to go through a close game in the regionals in order to get here.
And that helps you.
Yeah.
Most people that go to a championship have one grind game you got to get through. You're probably the better team. You just struggle. And, you get that grind. But if you look at St. Petersburg, they got off starting and they won, like 8 or 9 in a row. Then they lost 5 consecutive games and then won 4 of their last 5 going into the playoffs. So, but, they lost to some pretty good teams. Wharton, Berkeley Prep, Lake Wales, who's still playing, Oviedo, who just got knocked out, Point Siena. So, they've lost to some good teams. But that's what I think the teams that get here, if you have 5, 6, 7, 8 losses, as many as 10, it's probably because you played a great schedule.
Yeah, both these teams have been battle-tested because you look at Ely, they played in the prestigious city of Palms. They also played in the Kingdom of the Sun against Montverde Academy. So both these teams have been battle-tested this year. Ely, though, probably the favorite going into this one, as I mentioned, ranked number 1, but also nationally ranked 28-2 on the year. But the Green Devils of St. Pete, they're here for a reason, and we'll see how they play today. They come in with a record of 23-8. So we will give you the starting lineups once again for Ely. It is Smith, Gifford, Bell, Myers, and Walker. And for St. Pete, it is Owens, Lehman, Griffin, Jones, and Adams. Your officials for today are out of Jacksonville, and they are Maurice Wilson, the referee. The umpires, David Livesay and Don Hodges.
I thought I recognized them. They used to do a lot of our games when we were in the Jacksonville district.
8 minutes up on the board. We'll play 4 8-minute quarters to determine who will play in the Class 7A state championship game against Oak Ridge, which was a 62-61 winner over Oviedo. Again, in white, St. Pete, Ely in green. We're ready for basketball. In the center, the ball is in the air, and the tip is controlled by St. Pete. They will move from our right to our left here in the opening quarter of play. Owens runs the point, gets it over to Griffin. Now top of the key to Lehman. Lehman closely guarded. Boy, Ely really coming out and guarding beyond the arc right now.
Very aggressive man-to-man defense.
A 3 in the left corner, no good by Adams. Rebounded though. Lehman had it and then lost it, but now saved by Griffin. Griffin in the lane, puts it off the glass, no good, and snatched out of the air by the Tigers. Rebounded by Gifford. Clyde Gifford, the leader in points for this Ely basketball team after a miss. The layup good by Ontario Smith, and he gives the Tigers the first lead of the ball game, 2-0.
Once again, their superior size is going to be the difference. St. Petersburg's going to have to do a great job of keeping them off the boards.
Ely goes 6'4", 6'6", 6'7", as that one is swatted away. Good defensive play by Walker at 6'7".
And you're able to apply good pressure like Benji Bell did. He did get beat baseline, but when you have Walker come right over, rotate right over and whack it away, that enables you to put that pressure and not worry about getting beat.
St. Pete does have a 6'4", 6'7" in their starting lineup. This is Jones, and rebounded by Ontario Smith, who has the only basket of the game. Here come the Tigers. Bell had it knocked away, but he got it back. Feeds it to the left baseline, and a foul underneath against St. Pete. That'll be, well, no, excuse me. Okay, I thought they were going to call it the other way. Saw the Ely players running down the floor, but they're just going to talk to Coach Randall. The foul was called on St. Pete. It was on David Lehman, his first, team first. And at the foul line is Krishan Myers shooting 2 shots. His first free throw is good. So an early 3-0 lead for Ely.
Coach Randall tells those kids to come over see him, but it's not a walkover. It was a sprint over here to see what he wants, and obviously they're going to put in their defense for this series here.
Again, 3 state championships for Melvin Randall. Myers knocks down both free throws, 4-0 Tigers. Here in the first quarter, just underway from the Lakeland Center in this Class 7A state semifinal. Good find as they feed it to the baseline. Adams had it stripped, but it looks like they did call a foul.
I think they called it on 14. Clyde Grefford.
Actually, no, it's going to go on Benji Bell. That'll be his first, team first. And at the line is DeMontre Adams shooting 2 shots. He couldn't get the roll there. DeMontre Adams, one of those killer Ds I was talking about. He averages 14 a game. Him and Dayon Griffin lead the team with 14 a game. He shoots 88% from the foul line, but he missed them both. Rebounded, though, by Jones.
One guy in there for St. Pete, and he gets a rebound.
Like those odds. 6:21 and counting in the opening quarter, and a foul called up top on Ely. That will be on Derek Walker, his first, team second. He went for the steal, instead picked up the foul. Ely, go ahead.
Ely's obviously playing aggressive man-to-man defense, and you're gonna have to see how the referees call the game. They've called a couple, hand checks and getting in the passing lane. Most of the day, they've been letting the kids play. We'll see how this transpires.
Griffin misses from three-point land. The ball goes out of bounds to Ely. We talked about the balance of St. Pete. Well, Ely had some balance in the region final. 4 players were in double figures against Atlantic. Antonio Smith led the way with 18 points. Tigers with a 4-0 lead under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Benji Bell almost got tied up. 3 ball, no good by Smith. And they say last touch by St. Pete.
They're going to conference this and may get flipped over.
And they did. You're right, Coach. They overturned it.
Like I said last game, I like it when officials get together and get it right.
Mike Rideout along with Bob Hrdusky, head coach at Buchholz High School in Gainesville. Coaches in Class 7A. St. Pete still looking for their first basket of the game. Baseline drive. Griffin had it blocked by Bell and stolen by Bell, but then Bell lost it off his foot. And a big-time, little showtime dunk by David Jones. The 6'4" senior gives St. Pete their first 2 of the game. Ely quickly back the other way after a miss. The follow shot good by Clyde Gifford.
St. Pete has got to do a better job of boxing out on the boards.
So the first 2 of the game for Gifford. 4-point lead again for the Ely Tigers. Owens. Little shake and bake move. Follow away shot. No good. How about the rebound by Jones? Boy, 6'4" senior skied to get the rebound.
He's got some live legs.
And after a miss, the ball rebounded by the Tigers. Here they come back to our right. Benji Bell quickly in the front court. Bell feeds it to the baseline. And underneath the shot is good by Clyde Gifford. Gifford with 4 of his team's 8 points.
Great patience by Gifford in the post. Went underneath the backboard, came out, spun, got it up high on the glass. Nice job.
St. Pete calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout. 4:34 to play in the opening quarter. 8-2, a 6-point lead for the Tigers of Ely, ranked number 1 in the state in Class 7A. In fact, they are the only ranked team here in the finals. According to Source Hoops, Oviedo and Oak Ridge both unranked going into their semifinal. And it turned out to be a pretty good game. In fact, we've had some good ones. You had a good one this morning with Wilson and Leesburg.
Oh, great game. I mean, we've had some great games today.
That was in Class 6A. Leesburg, the defending 4A state champion, now in 6A, will play for the state championship against number 1 Norland. In fact, all the number 1 teams are here this week except for Dr. Phillips out of Orlando. Even though we had the number 1 represented with Anthony Long calling the last game.
Yeah, not exactly where he wanted to be sitting, I can tell you that.
Right. He'd rather be sitting over on the other side.
He does a great job year in and year out. It's almost a surprise that he got knocked out that early.
Well, that was kind of a tough region, too. Ball is tipped. No. Gifford can't get it to go down. And here comes St. Pete, the Green Devils on the attack against the team in green. Baseline shot good by Terrell Burney, the 6-foot freshman off the bench for his first 2 of the game. And traveling is called. Ely turns it over.
Well, that's Benji Bell's second and third turnover early on at the point. He got a rebound a little bit ago and tried to split it instead of pass it up, and he got it knocked away and just tried to do too much with the ball. He's got to settle down.
Van Owens, the 5'9" senior, will bring it up against Dallas Cameron, 6'3" junior, who has just checked in for the Tigers. Owens being harassed. Got some help from Bell, or pressure from Bell. Griffin with it now. Boy, that pressure, they're really all over St. Pete.
Oh, it's relentless.
And Bell gets the steal. Benji down the lane, lays it up, no good. Tapped out and rebounded by the Green Devils. They got numbers the other way. Bounce pass by Burney. Reverse layup, good. Count the basket for Dayon Griffin, his first 2 of the game, and it's a 2-point game.
I think St. Pete's best offense could be out of transition, trying to beat the bigs down the floor.
All taken away by Griffin. Gets it ahead to Burney. Burney cut off right of the lane. Swings it out high to the right to Owens. Spin move against Bell, but he lost it. Taken away by Ely. Now they have numbers. 3-on-2 the other way. Figaro off the glass, no good. Saved to Bell for 3. Tapped out long, and Ely can reset now with a 2-point lead. Try for 3 by Smith, no good, and rebounded by Dayon Griffin, the sophomore.
Mike, I think Ely can go inside. They're settling for perimeter shots when I think they can dominate inside, getting the ball inside.
Bounce pass to the top of the key. Now in the game, Ben Clear, number 44, is a 6'6" sophomore. Jones goes inside to Bernie, and wow, another big play for Ely. Here's Bell, dribbled it off the foot of Clear. So it's out of bounds to Ely as we've reached the first media timeout of the game. Coach, your early thoughts here in this one?
I think it's pretty much like every game we saw in the semifinals. Both teams are kind of struggling to get into it, and offensively a little jittery. Ely's defense and pressure is amazing, and it's really frustrating St. Petersburg. And St. Petersburg's got to box out. They cannot give Ely multiple shots. And the last offensive rebound, the gentleman that had the shooter just faded to midcourt, and his man stepped in on the long rebound and got it. So they're going to have to do a better job of boxing out, and I think get early opportunities in transition, because that's where they can make some hay, because it's hard to go against that size once they get in the half court. So I think Ely's got to transition to good shots. They can't force it like the last time down where you try to shoot over 3 guys. I mean, all 3 guys could have blocked that shot. There's 3 guys guarding you. Somebody's open.
Yeah.
So they got to find the open guy. And Ely's just got to, I think, I'd like to see the ball go inside a little bit more freely. They've got a size advantage. Pound that ball inside. Those guys can finish. And, then kick out for 3s.
It's been 5 years since Ely won a state championship in boys basketball. 2007, St. Pete playing in their first state semifinal since 1972. And it actually, the season almost came to an end early for the Green Devils because they needed a last-second shot in regulation to get past Seminole in the district final. But prior to that, in the district semifinals, they had to survive in overtime. So they've been able to win some close games. Full court pressure by the Tigers. Owens will bring it up.
A lot of pressure on a team being ranked number one in the state. A lot of to perform. You're going to get everyone's best shot. It's like Duke. Duke gets everyone's best shot.
Ironically, both teams have taken 12 shots, and both teams have made 3 shots, 25%. Ely, though, 2 for 2 from the foul line. That's why they lead by 2, 8-6, under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Well, nobody there, and stolen away by Gifford.
Maybe he thought they were in green today because he was wide open rolling to the basket. Nice post pass.
Double team, and Gifford draws the foul, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
That was a real nice play by Ontario Smith. He did a wraparound pass into the post, and the big fella, Clyde Gifford, had him sealed up, got in there, and there's 2-3 guys on him once he turned into the hook shot and got fouled. That's what I think Ely's got to do a little bit more of.
First free throw is good by Gifford. He has 5 here in the quarter. The foul was called on Ben Clare, his first, team second.
And Mike, it helps when your bigs can shoot and shoot free throws.
Right.
Because if they've got that size advantage, they're going to get fouled, and they got to go to the free throw line and knock them down.
Well, and as a team, they shoot 67%. Gifford right there on the team average at 68%. Second free throw, good again. 6 for Clyde Gifford, the 6'6" senior who, according to Source Hoops, the number 30 prospect in the state. Benji Bell considered the number 31 prospect. Full court pressure again by the Tigers. This is something I think we'll see all day long, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. That's their bread and butter. They got plenty of talent that can bring them off the bench and just wear people down.
Ball deflected and stolen by Bell, who tipped it to himself. Bell lays it in and draws the foul. Count the basket for Benji Bell, and he's got a 3-point play the old school way.
And, Benji made a great defensive play by stealing the ball and flipping it in the air. But you got to give credit to, I think it was number 23, Kearshawn Myers, who put the pressure on the ball and forced the errant pass. Because if there's no pressure on the ball, they probably doesn't make that pass. And that's where great defense comes. You praise Benji for the play, praise the pressure for the bad pass.
That's why they call it a team game.
Absolutely.
6'2" senior Benji Bell, second on the team, averaging 13.2 a game. Free throw is good. Bell shoots 66% from the line. First points of the game for Bell. And it's a 7-point lead for Ely, their largest of this opening quarter.
St. Petersburg, Mike, just got to keep it close. I don't think they have any ideas of blowing Ely out. They just want to keep it close and have a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
Griffin drives in, then dishes, and the basket wouldn't go, but it will be 2 foul shots as Bernie got fouled, and he'll step to the line to shoot 2.
Good penetration, good kick to the big fella.
Clyde Gifford got the foul. That's his first. And the free throw good by Bernie, the freshman, with 3 points already off the bench.
I don't know where they make freshmen that big. He's strapped.
Yeah, he still can keep growing too.
Oh.
He shoots 75% on the year, and his free throw is good. Five-point game. First quarter action, under a minute to play. And this Class 7A state semifinal from the Lakeland Center.
St. Pete in the 1-3-1 zone.
Bell left wing 3, yes. So he's got one the old-fashioned way, one beyond the arc. 6 points for Benji Bell. And it's an 8-point lead. Now the largest of the game for the Ely Tigers. Adams. Griffin into the front court, and Bernie lost it out of bounds.
Once again, the pressure holds St. Pete. They're almost in a danger zone, down 8, 16-8 with 13. You definitely don't want to let Ely get in double figures here before the quarter ends.
Most of the teams that were ranked highly were down in the south. Ely, of course, number 1, but Northeast was ranked 2nd, as that 3 is good. 2 seconds left. Shot beyond half court is no good, and that's the end of the first half. The 3 good by Kearshawn Myers, his first field goal of the quarter. I said half, but that's the end of the first quarter. And it's a double-digit lead for the Ely Tigers, who knocked down 2 shots beyond the arc in the opening quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the second quarter. Our score at the end of 1. It's Ely 19, St. Petersburg 8, right here on the FHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. Mike Rideout and Bob Herdusky with you in this Class 7A semifinal. The Ely Tigers leading by 11 at the end of 1. Winner of this game will play for the Class 7A state championship. And they'll take on Oak Ridge, which survived against Oviedo 62-61. In that game, Oviedo had a chance to win it. They had the final shot, but just couldn't get it to go down.
A great game.
7A state championship coming up tomorrow afternoon at 5:05. An air ball snatched out of the air by Adams. Adams swings it into the front court to Griffin. Griffin into the lane, now to the baseline to Adams. Adams, that's a 2 if it goes, and the shot is no good. The ball went out of bounds, but off of Ely. First quarter stats, St. Pete. Well, we said they were 3 for 12. They're still 3 for 12. Ely was 6 of 15, 40% from the floor. Ball stolen away by Bell. 4 on 2, the alley-oop. They missed the jam. Rebounded though, put back up and in.
And right now, Benji Bell has really picked up his game. In defense, getting some turnovers, creating some great passing opportunities in the transition game.
Dallas Cameron with his first basket off the bench, 6'3" junior. Here comes Ely again, another alley-oop. No, hit the iron. The follow shot blocked. I think that was Griffin, number 10, that got the block. But the Tigers, boy, they like to run.
They're looking like they're getting all 8 cylinders fired up right now.
Yes, they do.
And they might be a 10-cylinder team. They can add 2 more because they just get it going. And you know, these type of teams that are good offensive to begin with, but when their defense creates easy offensive opportunities, it's just tough to beat.
And on the inbounds, they caught him napping as they got it into Gifford. That's 8 points.
That's just too easy. That should be a scouting report thing when they put him there. That should be doubled right away.
I'll have to check the pronunciation. I thought it was Gifford, and PA announcer saying Giffard. I went over the pronunciations and said Gifford, and he said yes.
I'm going with you, Mike.
Okay.
Gifford's a lot easier. Giffard sounds like we're talking about somebody in Europe.
Right. Inbounds pass to Adams. Top of the key, Owens. Ely man-to-man defense, and they forced the turnover. I think it went off the foot of Owens. No. The officials didn't see it that way.
Well, no one saw it. He was looking for help. The official that had him right in front was looking for help, and nobody wanted to give him any help, so he kept it this side. And right now, Ely's defense is just so good.
I've already opened up a 15-point lead. And we still have a lot of time left in this second quarter, and they force another turnover. Outlet ahead to Bell. Bell misses the layup. Rebounded by Burney.
Got a piece of that. That was good hustle to get back on defense. I think it was by number 11.
Stolen right back, though, by Gifford. Bell to Gifford. Has his shot blocked by Owens, and they're going to call a foul.
One thing I like about Benji Bell is as soon as he got that ball, he was looking back. He was looking to see where his trailers were instead of just putting his head down attacking the rim. And that's a sign of a mature senior point guard. He's looking to create for his teammates other than himself.
First foul on Devan Owens.
You know, the one thing you got to love about Melvin Randall, every time there's a dead ball situation, he's got 2 or 3 of his players over there coaching him, whether it be for 10 seconds, for 30 seconds. So there's going to be no kid out there that doesn't know what's going on. And then he'll come over, look at the player he just talked to is telling him what defense they're setting up in.
I noticed that too. You don't see a lot of teams do that for whatever reason. First free throw was good by Gifford. That's 9 points already here in the opening half. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by David Lehman. A 16-point lead for number 1 ranked Ely. 6 minutes left in the first half.
And if you look at St. Pete, look where they're running the offense. 15, 20 feet behind the arc. Just, you're not going to be effective out there.
Griffin cut off. Looking for help, hands it off to Owens. Owens penetrates, splitting defenders. Gifford with a block. And Ely will substitute again.
Great hustle by Derek Walker. Jumped over a St. Pete player trying to save it.
Smith checked out. Darian Allen, a 6'1" junior, has checked in for the Tigers, who will be substituting frequently today. That's how they keep them fresh. Nice move, up and under, reverse layup, good by David Jones. Excuse me, Dayon Griffin, my apologies. That's 4th now for Griffin. $14-point lead now for Ely. Walker on the floor. No traveling was called. Instead, they got him for 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Another substitution. Khalil Thomas, 6'7" junior, will check in. So they check out 6'7", coach, and they check in 6'7".
That's a nice option to have. I got real good this year at checking out 6'2", 6'1", checking in 5'10", 5'11".
Right.
Not a whole lot of size for us there for the Bobcats, but it's nice when you have that luxury, and the size is talented.
You had a pretty good shooter on your team, though, in Milliken.
He had a great year for us. I'm proud of him. He had a good career for us, 4-year varsity player. Hopefully he'll be looked at and play at the next level.
Inbounds pass to Johnson, pushing tempo here. Now back it out. And they throw it away.
But once again, Mike, look where they're trying to enter the ball. 10, 12 feet above three-point line. And it's just hard to run offense out there. You got space, but you can't shoot. It's a long pass for anyone cutting to the rim. They've got to get the offense running more around the three-point line versus that far out. And that's what great pressure does to you.
Under 5 minutes to play in the opening half. Ely with a 14-point lead. Inside, the pass goes, but Allen can't hit the shot. Green Devils with a rebound. Now they attack the basket. But Claire misses the layup.
Just the threat of somebody being around forces guys sometimes to miss layups.
Wide open look for Myers.
Good looking stroke there for Myers.
That's 8 points for Kershawn Myers, his second 3 of the half. A 17-point lead for top-ranked Ely. Nice little stutter step move.
Good solid move there by number 11, David Jones.
Yeah, Jones hesitated, then exploded to the basket. Ely right back, another 3 try. Wouldn't go down. That's a good rebound right there by Griffin. Owens. Now Jones. Under 4 minutes to play, coming up on our media timeout. Chance to make it a 13-point game. They go inside, but the shot is blocked. Claire had his shot blocked by Ontario Smith.
That's just great ball movement by St. Pete. Get open for a layup, and just Ely just so athletic, rotates over and gets a great block. It wasn't even close.
Actually, Clyde Gifford, my apologies, with the block. 6'6" senior. Media timeout. 3:41 to play in the half. A 15-point lead for the Ely Tigers. Ely 28-2 on the year. Their only defeats this year, Bob, coming to Bishop Gorman, nationally ranked out of Nevada. They lost to them in the City of Palms. And then Montverde Academy. So lost to two pretty good teams. That Montverde loss was in the championship game of the Kingdom of the Sun.
Yeah, the Montverde's a great team. They're loaded with talent. And they probably got one of the best big guys in the state that's not even playing this year because he followed his coach down from St. Pat's. So he's got to sit out a year. 6'10", I think he was considered the best freshman in the country last year, the best freshman center in the country last year. I don't know his name, but I know he's good. Kevin and I were talking about him this summer. But it's just right now St. Pete just doesn't have the size and the athleticism to compete. I think they're best offensively in transition when they can push it to the three-point line and not have to start their offense at midcourt. But then they got to try to get something out of that right away, because once they kick it back out, then they're back to square one where they're running their offense too deep and really can't get into any good offensive action. Once again, it's easier to sit here and say what they have to do. It's a little harder to go out there and do it.
Ely looks to add to a 15-point lead. 3:38 and counting here in the second quarter.
Well, St. Pete trying to create some offense out of their defense by trapping in the half court.
Labate. Good look. And Gifford dunks it home for 2 more. 11 now for Clyde.
And, you know, Mike, the thing is, I don't think Ely's scoring at a high rate right now. They've only got 29 points, but, I mean, their defense has held St. Pete to 12 with 3 minutes to go in the half. I mean, their defense is relentless.
17-point lead, and they force another turnover. Boy, that bounced perfectly to Benji Bell. 2-on-2. Shot blocked in the lane, though, by Jones. Got it back. Now here's Labate. Try for 3. No good by Myers. And
another offensive rebound, put back. Right away. 2 guards going over to Coach Randall. 3 guards. All 4. He's not worried about whether he makes or misses his free throw. He's going to worry about his next defensive set.
Derek Walker at the line, 6'7" senior, looking for his first point of the game, and he got it. Now an 18-point lead. So really our first blowout of the day.
Yep, I don't see it. I don't see it turning around. I don't want to be negative to St. Pete's fans, but I just think they're up against too much right here, right now.
And a steal on the inbounds. Dallas Cameron lays it in. Well, you can't have that.
No, that was, did you get an assist for that?
Right.
And it's just, as if you coach long enough, you have games like this, you're just completely outmanned. And
what do you say to your team right now if you're Chris Blackwell?
Well, right now you want to say let's try to get some stops. Let's try to hit a couple here and let's make a little mini run before halftime. Let's see if we can get it to 18 or 20 and get a couple stops. And maybe we're down 15 and a half. Let's win the next two and a half minutes. And then you go into halftime and you just break the game down into 2 and 3 minute segments. We got to go 2 minutes and win by 2. We got to break it down in segments, and we all do it. It's just obviously easier said than done, especially when you're playing against superior talent.
Actually, Tigers going to break off their press now. Owens bringing it up, but still tight coverage by Cameron. Now in the game, 35. Ruben Russick-Pribble. Griffin. Owens, baseline left. Shot no good. He got knocked down. No call. Tapped out long, but last touch by St. Pete.
I don't know. Let's see. The last stats we had said St. Pete's has 6 offensive rebounds. I really don't remember where they got 6. They got 3 team rebounds, which means the ball was knocked out of bounds. So they've really got only 3 offensive rebounds, and St. Pete has 6, or Ely has 6. They say, well, that's not many because, well, they're not missing many shots.
Right.
And the ones they missed are getting rebounds on. And even though Ely's shoot percentage, the last stats line we got was 9 for 23, so they're not exactly lighting it up.
And they've only taken 5 more shots than St. Pete.
And if you look at Ely's scores, they're in the 80s and the 90s, and they got huge scoring margins, and they have not put the ball in the basket on a regular basis. Give St. Pete credit; they're playing good defense.
Ball goes out of bounds, back to St. Pete.
But when you're a good team and your defense is generally better than your offense, you're gonna win most of your games.
Owens hands it off to Bernie. May have gotten away with a push against Bell. Bernie's pass deflected but saved by Russick-Pribble. And then a foul called on Ely. Wow. Tigers foul.
Puts him into the one-on. No, I don't think it's the one-on-one.
Actually, I'm not quite sure who they said the foul was on. They're going to double check the officials at the scores table to confirm.
Yeah, I think they flashed up a home foul because it was 6-4, and the foul was on Ely, so it would be, I think, 6-5. But if the scoreboard's correct.
Yep, they're correcting it now. For Sean Myers.
So we're not in the one-on-one yet. Close. I don't think that's a big concern for Ely right now. They're not going to back off their pressure because of the foul situation.
1:40 left as his shot was blocked away by Khalil Thomas. And here's Thomas at the other end. He got fouled, and he'll shoot 2 shots. 6'7" junior will head to the line looking for his first points of the game.
Great steal. Threw the ball back toward their basket, not toward the opponent's basket. Great transition by the junior. Number 5, Khalid Thomas, dribbling all the way down the floor. Took a big hit into the stanchion, but come back and make these free throws. Nice play.
The foul was called on Devan Owens, and that's his 3rd. First free throw good by Thomas. That's his first point of the game.
Thomas is on the free throw line.
Thomas shoots 56% from the foul line, averages 7.2 a game.
And I'm surprised they haven't taken Owens out. last thing you want to do is get 4 fouls in the first half.
Yeah. Owens going to stay in the game for now with 1:27 and counting until halftime. Owens for 3 in the corner. Rebounded, though, by Jones. Bernie was in trouble. Now he drives in against Bell and lost it, but last touch by Benji Bell.
Defense is just relentless. It's so much pressure. They do a great job of rotating help and recovering. So as good of a man-to-man defensive team as you'll see.
Whistle blew and a foul called against Ely. This will be on Dallas Cameron. That's the second one on the 6'3" junior. And another foul. That will put David Jones at the line to shoot 2 shots.
2 shots coming up.
Yeah, that sneak around there that caught Ely napping, they weren't ready for that.
Derek
I think
Walker
coach is putting a sub in for that.
Yeah, he just picked up his second foul. So Walker with 2, Cameron with 2 for Ely. Owens the only player in serious foul trouble for St. Pete with 3.
Yeah, you think you convert back to defense right now, you might take him out, but they're going to still leave him in there with 3 fouls. Sometimes you wonder if coach realizes he has 3. At least if I was going to keep him in the game, I'd rotate him out on the defensive end.
Well, they've got Jones with 7, so I think I had it right when I said Jones earlier, and then the PA said Griffin, so I apologize for a mistake I probably didn't make to begin with.
Well, they are taking him out right now. Good move by Coach Blackwell. Is it Balakwal? But good move to get him out. You don't want to see him pick up his 4th, and he's really got to play tentative the whole second half until he eventually gets his 5th and fouls out. I like right now St. Pete trying to trap and speed Ely up and trying to create some stuff.
That's
right now,
Benji Bell for 3.
Benji's shooting the ball well, and they're hitting that many threes and that good inside. That's just a tough. Can't cover both.
9 points for the 6'2" senior. Under a minute to play. 23-point lead. They get another steal. Bell misses the shot, but followed in by Khalil Thomas. First field goal of the game for Thomas, who has 3 points. And now it's up to 25, and at this rate, Coach, we may see a running clock in the second half. Deflected and stolen. Bell with a miss, but the two-handed jam by Gifford. And the layup, no, and they're going to call an offensive foul with 8.5 seconds to play. Second foul on Dayon Griffin.
And as I said about 2 minutes ago, Ely wasn't scoring that many points according to their average, and now they're up to 41 and have a chance to get to 42 or 43. We got something hanging underneath the basket right here. Wonder if it's our feed.
Well, our camera got knocked down yesterday.
I wouldn't panic about it now with 8 seconds. I'd let it play out and let it fix it at halftime.
Substitution as Russick Pribble will check back in. David Jones will check out. So Ely will get one final look. 8.5 seconds to play, but they are going to send the team players to their team benches so they can fix the court.
Yep. Just wrap it around there until halftime, then fix it.
Coming up before the start of the third quarter, we'll recap the individual totals and team totals from this first half. Don't forget, we have 2 more semifinals left today coming up in Class 8A at 7 o'clock tonight. It'll be Haggerty and Vero Beach, a couple of unranked teams. Spanish River in the other semifinal making their first ever finals appearance against number 2 Hialeah Gardens.
And I'm looking forward to the Haggerty Vero Beach game. 2 great coaches. Josh Cohn from the Cohn family does a great job. They'll run good stuff. And Chuck Lowendick, who's been at Vero Beach forever, does a great job there. And he's been a mainstay in that program for a long time. I'm happy for him that he's here. And once again, 2 guys that are just absolutely class acts as coaches.
Yeah, well, one brother's already
Yeah.
taking home the gold.
And I'm sure his dad, I know Lake Howell hasn't been where they needed to be in the last couple of years, but Steve, as long as he's coaching there, will get it going. Back going again. We got a nice thing. I don't think that's going to work.
Nope. Can we get a player up there, just kind of dunk it over there?
Marty Pullman has volunteered to go out there and climb that stanchion.
Marty, you volunteered to go out there and do that for us?
No problem.
There we go.
There you go. That's what they have ladders for, I think.
Yeah, our man Keith is getting up there to do it from Play On Sports. So still have 8 seconds left, 8.5 to be exact.
Oh, hold the ladder.
Right.
Well, I think Coach Randall has enough time to design a good play.
Yeah, that's an extended timeout for him.
My play would be clear out, shoot a layup for 2 or 3 seconds to go. If you miss it, rebound, dunk. It would be a nice way to end the half. I think St. Pete's doing a good job trying to up-tempo and create some turnovers in the press, but it's just you credit Coach Bollickwell for trying to do that, but it's just so hard. They're just so much more talented.
Here comes Bell. Gets by 2 defenders. Bell, alley-oop.
Oh,
no basket, but they did draw the foul with 2.8 seconds to play. And that will put Ely at the line for 2. Clyde Gifford will shoot 2 shots. Foul was called on Russick Pribble, his first. And the free throw is good. 14 first half points for the 6'6" senior.
And Mike, I don't think it's going to matter much, going into tomorrow. But with this type of lead, you can rest your guys, you can rest your starters. You won't have, any freak injuries. It gives your younger kids a chance to get some state Final Four playing opportunity.
Right.
And that always keeps parents happy. And those should be well rested for tomorrow.
We may have a running clock in the second half. It was all Ely in the first half as they head to the locker room with a huge lead of 29 points at the break. Ely 43, St. Pete 14. This is the Class 7A semifinals right here on the FHSA network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
All right, welcome back to the Lakeland Center. Class 7A state semifinals. Ely all over St. Pete. Winner will play for the Class 7A state championship tomorrow at 5:05 against Oak Ridge, a 62-61 winner over Oviedo. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And we see that Ely coach hit 14 of 33 from the floor, 11 of 13 from the foul line, 84.6%.
And 4 for 8 from three-point range, 50%.
Yeah.
And 10 offensive rebounds and only 5 turnovers with the speed that they play at. And, you know, at the end of the day, Mike, those type of offensive stats, that's why you have 43 points at halftime. And if you flip it over, St. Petersburg 5 for 21 from the field, 0 for 4. They did make 4 out of 6 free throws, 18 rebounds, but at the end of the day, 16 turnovers. 16 turnovers. You're not beating a team of Ely's cast of characters with 16 turnovers and giving up those type of shooting percentages defensively. 16
turnovers and only 2 assists. And Ely outscored St. Pete 19-8 in the first, 24-6 in the second. A block to begin the quarter by Derek Walker. Tigers were led in the first half, and just to correct myself, my apologies for making this error. I did ask about pronunciations, and when I say the name Gifford, I got the nod yes, but apparently it is Giffard. So my apologies. Clyde Giffard led the way with 15 points. Here's Owens for 3. He's still looking for his first points of the game. Long rebound saved by David Lehman, who also is looking for his first points.
Well, Giffard's family would only be upset with you when he made a good play. But if he made a bad play, they'd
right.
Like, I don't know who he's talking about.
Exactly. Count the basket. Dayon Griffin lays it in. He's got 4. And the foul called on Derek Walker, his third foul.
That's what St. Pete's got to just continue. You're getting so much pressure. You're going to be able to sometimes beat your man and get it to the rim. You just got to try to draw fouls and get finishes. But Ely's defense is just so dominant.
43-16 Ely, 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. We're a minute in. A chant of defense from the St. Pete fans who made the trip. Bell out high to the right. Pass inside, stolen by Griffin.
Not a good decision by Benji Bell.
Adams for 3. Yes. First basket of the game for DeMontre Adams.
And that's what St. Pete has to do to try to have any chance to get back in this game. They got to get quick transition threes and transition layups before Ely can set up their defense and hope to get a few more missed dunks like that and transition the other way.
Yeah, I think Giffard wasn't sure if he wanted to dunk it or lay it in. And this will be 2 free throws. By the way, Adams, who hit the 3, his older brother, Tim Davis, recently sentenced to 5 years in prison for aggravated assault with a weapon. And he credits his older brother for teaching him how to play the game of basketball. His older brother played at Pinellas Park, was named first team all-conference in 2001, but only got to the playoffs once as a freshman in 1997, and they lost in the first round. So obviously he said that, you know, he was very happy about the trip to the Final Four, and he said it was all for his brother.
Well, you hope that, you know, obviously you learn from your brother. You learn from hopefully the good things he taught you, and hopefully some of the bad things that happen. And,
right.
And if his brother helps him from making the same mistake, then obviously it'll be a lesson well learned.
Timeout on the floor. 6:17 to play in the third quarter. And that's the 4th foul on the 6'7" senior, Derek Walker. Meanwhile, Devan Owens looking for his first points of the game. Owens, an 80% free throw shooter, averages 9 a game.
Well, you got to like how St. Pete came out of the gate here. If you continue to attack, they're not laying down. They're going to continue to try to get back in this thing. It's obviously a huge uphill battle, but not going to lay down. So you got to give the St. Peter's and Chris Bollickwell a lot of credit for halftime and getting them out here playing. Got to make free throws when you're down this far, though. You can't give points away when they're so hard to come by.
Now they couldn't get the free throws to go down, so Owens still scoreless in the game. He's one of 3 seniors in the starting lineup for St. Pete. We mentioned Ely with an all-senior starting lineup.
Another turnover for Ely right now. They're just struggling getting into the rhythm here in the second half.
And sometimes that happens, doesn't it, when you build a big lead?
Yeah, I don't know that they've lost interest in this, but the motivation to continue to put it away. But they're still playing defense.
Yeah, they got the steal. Bell waits on the defense to blow by, missed the shot. Follow shot by Bell, good.
Benji's working on his rebound stats.
He's in double figures too, now 11.
The one thing Coach Melvin Randall is not going to do is allow those guys not to play hard defense. If you're going to be out there playing, he's going to let you score, but he's surely not going to let you not play defense. Has an easy opportunity there, though.
Dayon Griffin with 4 of his 6 here in the third quarter. 24-point lead for Ely. Bell swings it in the front court to Myers. Baseline drive, now gets it back to Thomas. Lil Thomas had it deflected and stolen. And a foul near center court. That will be on Dallas Cameron, and that will be his third.
Dallas Cameron was third.
Griffin will throw it in on the opposite sideline. Five minutes left in the third quarter. Ely ranked number 1 in Class 7A. Trying to win their first state championship since 2007. It would be the 4th for Melvin Randall. That's a travel.
And a walk.
David Jones turns it over.
Once again, as an offensive player, you pick up the ball after a short dribble and then have nowhere to go with it. You need to hold your dribble or not use it until you absolutely have to. Right now, Ely's not playing very good offense, but their defense is still holding back and keeping that lead around 20.
Baseline drive blocked by Owens. I believe Owens was the one that got the block.
Yeah, number 11.
Was it 11?
Yep.
Jones, David Jones.
He went up and got that.
Couldn't tell if it was 1 or 11. Bell will back it out. Picked up by Owens. Bell for 3. And rebounded by David Jones. Adams pass stolen away by Giffard.
And St. Pete's doing a great job of playing defense in transition, and they're just throwing the ball away in the transition part of their offense. And, right now when Ely's not scoring, you got to make some hay here, and they just can't do it. And Coach Randall's not, guys making mistakes after taking a bad shot. The horn sounding, they're subbing people in. Another turnover for Ely right now.
That'll take us to our media timeout. 3:40 to play in the third quarter. Ely leading it 45-21. Don't forget 2 more semifinals coming up today. Our 5th and 6th games on this Friday, March the 2nd. At 7 o'clock, it'll be Haggerty and Vero Beach in Class 8A. And the other 8A semifinal, Spanish River and Hialeah Gardens, coming up approximately 9 p.m. tonight. 4 games on tap tomorrow, all championship games. We'll start out at 10:05 tomorrow morning. It'll be the 5A championship between Terry Parker and number 1 Lake Wales. Who do you like in that one, Coach?
Come on, that's going to be a no-brainer. Lake Wales is going to wail on that. The one thing that I saw that I don't like for Terry Parker is I thought they had a lot of turnovers against the press of who did they play? Nature Coast. And Nature Coast wasn't a highly athletic team. And they turned the ball over a lot against Nature Coast. Well, let me tell you what, when they got against Lake Wales pressure, that's a whole different type of pressure. So I have a feeling they're not going to handle the pressure well, and I think it's going to be an easy game for Lake Wales. I'll be surprised if it's not.
And you got to see the 6A semifinals today. In fact, you called the Wilson-Leesburg game. Leesburg, number 1 Norland, 1:35 tomorrow afternoon. Who do you like in that?
I like Norland just because they got the size and the athleticism. And Leesburg's the defending champs, but I think Norland's going to have a little too much size for Leesburg.
45-21, Ely. And that's the 10-second count.
And you look at this quarter, we're halfway through. Ely's only scored 2 points. So St. Pete has outscored them 7-2. and they're still down 24, and they've had numerous opportunities to maybe make a little bit more of a run to get it inside of 20, but Ely's defense is just so good. They're not going to bend at the defensive end. And offense, they're struggling right now. But this might be a great point for Coach Randall, because now he can say, you didn't play the perfect game.
Right.
And now he's got something to harp on him about before tomorrow's championship game. And I'm not putting them in it, but I think I am. I really just don't see St. Pete being able to come back down 24. I don't know if they can score 24 points the rest of the way, just because Ely's defense is so strong.
Well, they only scored 14 in the first half. Dallas Cameron got fouled by Devontre Adams. Second foul on Adams, as the first free throw is good.
And it's just great. To me, that's just fundamentally sound coaching when you're able to defend like that all the time. And the offense will come. Offense comes and goes, but defense can stay if you're good at it and you work at it and your kids believe in it. And that's obviously what happens here at Ely. 6
points for Dallas Cameron. Ely 1 of 7 shooting in the second half. St. Pete 3 for 5. Owens in trouble, but he gets bailed out by his coach. Timeout call by Chris Blackwell. That will be a full timeout with 2:57 to play in the third quarter. And Ely leading St. Pete 47-21.
And see, St. Pete does a great job of getting Devon Owens the ball at the point. They don't give him any assistance bringing the ball up the floor. I would suggest that you might want to screen for him and try to alleviate some of the pressure. Get a switch, or maybe there's a bigger guy on him who's probably just as good a defender. But he picks it up 8 or 9, 10 feet behind the three-point line, and everyone else from Ely's denying hard. There's just nowhere to pass the ball. I think you got to alleviate that point pressure by maybe setting some vertical up screens to try to alleviate, get a switch, and get in the offense where you can get the ball to the three-point line, and maybe your next pass can be an attack pass where somebody's going to the rim. Nobody can go to the rim where they're picking the ball up. It's too far out for a backdoor cut. So I would think that the thing to do is try to alleviate pressure by slamming a screen, and if Ely doesn't talk, maybe you knock somebody really hard, and now all of a sudden they're playing defense trying to move their head, looking for the next screen versus putting pressure on the ball. And once again, a lot of stuff easier said than done, but I think you have to do that. If you can't get into your offense, you can't score, and that's where St. Pete's is struggling.
Green Devils substitute in number 22, Andrew Gross. First time we've seen him. Gross with it, and he is called for a double dribble. 5'10" junior.
Great rotation. Even if they didn't call it, there was reach side help coming all the way over to block the shot.
Now, how about this little guy? Number 3, T.J. Butler checking in. You see him at the top of your screen. 5'6" sophomore. And he's covering 6'6" Gifford, or at least he was picking him up.
Well, Coach is going to play some people here.
Cameron, as they work it down low, and the layup no good by Allen. Rebound foul called against St. Pete, though. It'll be on David Jones. That's his first.
Mike, we've all been in. I've been in a game or two like this where you just, no matter what you do, you just can't seem to get away from yourself. And on this stage, for your kids, for your program, you really want to shine. And we've seen some great Miami High teams, teams coming through here that just decimate people. And this is a decimating team. And it's so hard to try to keep your kids focused. It's just trying to get the ball up the floor and get a shot. It sometimes becomes very difficult.
Giffard hits 1 of 2. I'd like to see how Ely stacks up against the rest of the champions this week. That's something I wish we would see, is a tournament of champions.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I think you might see Ely playing in that Nike showcase that they take 2 Florida teams.
Right.
Common knowledge probably thinks that Montverde will be one of them, and Ely may be the best public school team left standing. So you might see them play in that Nike tournament, that Nike Invite tournament.
27-point lead for the Ely Tigers. A little over 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Wide open 3. Back of the iron, no good for Allen, but kept alive by the Tigers. Shot in the lane, no good, but another rebound. This one by Allen. And a blocking foul as Myers made his way in the lane.
You know, and if you're Chris Bollickwell, you say, well, we held them to 5 points so far in this quarter. We've done a great job defensively. But it's just, they just can't score. And they've scored 7, so they've outscored them. But when you're down almost 30 at half, you know, a 2 or 3 point advantage at the end of a quarter is not doing anything.
That was on David Jones, his second.
He's picking the ball up again, once again here at half court. It's just a really bad place to pick the ball up.
Another St. Pete turnover.
And obviously, if you're Ely, you look at your post-game stats and your effectiveness with the way they play defense is the amount of turnovers you produce. And if you have the ability to keep the college stats, points off turnovers, you know, turnovers that are live on the floor, and how much offense you have to run when you're getting points off turnovers.
Cameron gets it in the front court to Giffard. Back up top now to Myers. Myers drives in, puts it up no good, but Krishan got fouled, and he'll shoot 2 with a chance to reach double digits. 8 points for the 6'2 senior.
And if you look at St. Pete, they've gotten smaller, and they just can't defend the quickness on the perimeter, and yet they have no chance of defending the size inside. And you know, give them credit. They're not going to go zone and just pack it in. They're going to still try to play man and get the tempo up where they can, you know, try to get back into the game. But they're just facing a big uphill battle here.
Myers shooting 80% on the year. He's 3 for 3 today, making 4 for 4, and he's also in double figures now with 10.
Good looking stroke there from the foul line.
One of 3 players in double digits for Ely. Myers with 10, Benji Bell with 11, Clyde Giffard with 16. Stolen away by Ely. Myers down the lane, splitting defenders, got fouled, and he'll go back to the line for 2 more. 1:17 left in the third. And that will be the 4th foul on DeVan Owens.
You know, I know that feeling. You look down the bench and try to figure out what's there to maybe be a game changer, and it's just not there. And it's just, you know, we keep talking about it. You're just talking about just a highly superior team. And I think arguably, and I didn't get a chance to see OCP play and some other people, but probably arguably, if you look at who they played this year, probably the best team in the state.
I think so too.
And I'll always take a team that gets after you and plays defense, because they're always going to be in game, just ability to defend.
Butler. Up top to Griffin. Under a minute left here in the third quarter. And that's going to draw a foul. Went with the ball fake, got the defender in the air, and he'll shoot 2.
And St. Pete can play offensive vertical and drive it toward the basket. Sometimes good things happen, but when they pick up horizontally from midcourt and in that area, it's very difficult to run offense, because the deny pressure that Ely puts on you is incredible. I don't think they've had an easy pass all game long. You know, getting the ball from the point to the wing.
They've all been contested, you're right. Derek Walker has just fouled out. Fouls out with 2 points on 2 of 2 free throw shooting.
He's got his money's worth. He got his 5 in.
Right.
Deep shot.
And rims out, no good for Owen. Still looking for his first points of the game. Allen crosses the half-court stripe. So we wind down this third quarter here at the Lakeland Center. Class 7A state semifinals. Thomas missed the layup, but it's put back up and in by Giffard.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot, waiting for a couple of his teammates to miss shots. He cleaned up, got an offensive rebound and a bucket.
He's got 18.
That's why you get 18. You can stay around there and clean up.
And he gets another rebound. I'll have to check and see where he's at as far as the double-double goes. There he goes again. Layup and one. Count the basket for Clyde Giffard.
Running clock is now in effect.
And you heard the PA announcer say that the running clock is in effect. Dayon Griffin picks up his 4th foul.
I'm not a big proponent of the running clock. I think for a couple obvious reasons. I think you're at this stage, and whether you're getting killed or not, you want if you're the winning team, you want to give your bench players some ample minutes.
Right.
And, a couple fouls and the quarter runs out, and it gives the team that's getting beat, it gives them a chance to go in and play some of their guys. You're not going to win the game, but it gives them an opportunity to play. And I think what happens a lot is you have some coaches that continue to run it up, continue to press, and to me don't do the class thing of backing off a little bit and giving all those kids an opportunity to play. And once you start, everyone's bringing 15 guys. If you want to give everyone an opportunity to play, it's over before you know.
All right, 1 quarter to go. We'll have a running clock. 35-point lead for Ely at the end of 3 in this Class 7A semifinal right here on the FHSAA network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to the Lakeland Center. Mike Rideout along with Bob Hrdusky. Bob, I know we mentioned at one time that St. Pete had outscored Ely 7-2. But Ely finishes the quarter on an 11-0 run.
And it's only 13 points, but they created the difference. And Mike, going back to my point about the running clock, I was the recipient of a running clock in the regional finals a few years back with courtesy of Austin Rivers and Company.
Okay.
And some of those kids work hard all year long, and whether you're on the winning or losing end of it, you want to give them an opportunity to get some minutes out there, and I just think the running clock really hurts that.
Well, we mentioned Giffard maybe approaching a double-double. He still needs 2 more rebounds. And 20 points to lead all scorers.
And he may not get it because I don't see how much longer he's going to be in this game with the running clock. And the running clock changes stats. You don't have as many opportunities to do something if you're trying to break a record, or if you go to a tournament scoring record or something like that. Well, somebody may have got it, but they got a running clock, so you didn't get to play legitimate minutes in the 4th quarter.
Giffard shooting a 1-and-1. The first free throw good. 21 now for the 6'6" senior.
He's a nice-looking player. Got a solid build. He's going to have a nice career after high school. Nice rotation on his free throws. Yep, and that's it. I don't think he's going to get his double-double, Mike. I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, checking out now.
I don't know. Somebody doesn't play good defense, he might be back in there. Coach Randall's not going to have any of that no defense deal. You don't play it, you're coming out.
8 of his 22 from the foul line, and he's not coming back. He's pulled off his jersey.
Yeah.
How about the move by the little guy?
Oh, yes.
T.J. Butler. His first 2 of the game. He's listed 5'6". That may be generous.
Yes, he's not very, and he's only a sophomore. I'm sure he'll be a crowd favorite for years to come at St. Pete.
Foul called on Terrell Burney. That's his first, and that will put Ely at the line for a 1-and-1. This will be Roshane Smith, a 6'4" junior who has just checked in.
That's another big boy.
50% on the year, but only 1 for 2. Free throw was good.
Well, he just upped his average. You look at some of these E-League kids and wonder how many of these kids play football because they're so athletic and their builds are so strong.
Well, he's right back down to his average again. But he's in the record book, the scorebook. Ball stolen away by the Tigers. Ely has led this one throughout. It's actually a guy 60. No, you had it right. My apologies. The scoreboard had it wrong. 59-23. You're right. As Cameron got tripped.
Nice bounce pass into the post to the big guy.
No basket. Offensive foul.
I don't think Melvin Randall agrees with that call. He's kind of shaking his head like, what did he turn? He went to the hoop. I didn't see that he pushed off, but he had a better view. The official had a better view than I did, I guess.
So another number 1 team will play for the state championship. That's been a common theme this week at the FHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. Basket and one. Dayon Griffin's 8th point, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play the old school way.
Nice crossover, attacking the rim. Sure, he's happy that Clyde Gaffard wasn't in there to block it, but he got it to the rim. Said I could have had a bigger game if Clyde didn't play the whole game in there swatting everything away.
First foul on Khalil Thomas. Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Thomas. But getting back to number 1 rankings according to Source Hoops, Chipley number 1. They won the 1A title. OCP, Orlando Christian Prep, number 1 in 2A. They won the 2A title. Tampa Prep, number 1 in 3A. They won their first state title in school history. Lake Highland Prep was number 1 in 4A. They lost in the state championship game to Pinecrest. Number 1 Lake Wales will play tomorrow in the 5A title game. Number 1 Norland will play in the 6A title game. And number 1 Ely now will play in the 7A state championship.
And to be honest with you, Mike, I couldn't be happier for Joe Fenlon.
Yes.
He's done such, 29 years at the same school. And he's had so many heartbreaking losses. I think he had a foul called at 45 feet with 0.7 seconds to go. He's had some tough losses here in Lakeland. But to see him finally get one, and I had a chance to sit with him through the last game we were talking, and such a class act. And for anyone to put their heart and soul into the same school for 29 years, as long as he has, he's to be commended for it, and congratulations. And like I said, couldn't be more happier for Joe.
Yeah, and he made the comment that the last 30 seconds of the game were the most emotional for him because he just couldn't wait for the clock to count down to 0 and that the game would finally be over because he's had those tough losses that you mentioned. And he also mentioned, Bob, that he was speechless when he went in the locker room. He said, for 28 years I've gone in the locker room and we've been disappointed because of the loss. And I've had to talk to him about not disappointed in his team, but disappointed because of the loss. He said, this time I didn't know what to say. I was speechless.
That's a nice speechless.
Yes.
I know a few years back when we lost to Winter Park in the regional finals, I got a chance to visit with Doc Rivers right after the game, and I said, Doc, do me a favor, you want to talk to my team for a few minutes? I don't know if anything I'm going to say is going to get through to him, and he graciously went in there and talked to my team for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And he saw my little one, who's probably in 4th grade at the time, bawling like a baby in the corner of the locker room. Because that's my little one. And he got them all in together and gave. That was the year that the Celtics won it, and or the year after they won it. And he was just so gracious. And I've known Doc for a while. I met Doc when he played with the Knicks years and years ago. And it just was, whatever he said was a heck of a lot more was going to get through me after a tough loss like that. So it's you try everything to get to your kids, and but there's no comfort in a bad loss.
Boy, look at our little guy Butler go.
Oh, he's keeping it low to the ground.
Jones, follow-away shot over Thomas, no good. Thomas with a rebound. Outlet thrown away. Again, a running clock here in the second half. 35-point lead for number 1 ranked Ely. And Ely will play Oak Ridge for the Class 7A State Championship tomorrow afternoon at 5:05. We'll have live coverage right here on the FHSAA Network. Oak Ridge a winner over Oviedo, 62-61.
I may go out on a limb here, but I like Ely.
Yeah.
And no offense to Oak Ridge. I think they're a fine club, and they had a great win today. And I think whoever drew Ely is going to have trouble.
Inbounds pass draws a foul. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. You see the clock winding down, a running clock. Darian Allen picks up the foul. That's his first. David Jones to shoot for St. Pete. This will be a 1-and-1. Jones now 2 for 3 from the line.
I've always tried during the running clock to count how many seconds tick off during a free throw, a double free throw attempt.
Yeah. What'd you come up with?
It's usually close to 30 to 35 seconds.
Yeah.
1 minute remaining.
Well, they've got him for 10. I've got him for 9. So mine obviously unofficial total. I think I may have forgot to mark one of his free throws. Let me check.
You gotta like St. Pete. They're still pressing, trying to make things happen. Not falling back.
Yeah, my apologies. Jones 4 for 4 from the line. So he does, in fact, have 10 points.
And we do have faith in your addition. Still running, still trapping. Both teams playing still aggressive defense.
Well, somehow Jones was able to muscle that one up and in. He's got 12. And timeout call by St. Pete with 15 and a half seconds to play. Not sure why they called a timeout. I guess you can't take it with you, but...
You know what? I think he wants to press him and get one more play out of it instead of let the clock run. He actually looked at the official because the clock ran for about another 3 seconds after he called the timeout. He looked up the clock. You know, hey, I'm still coaching. You know, you got to give, you know, Chris a lot of credit. He hasn't sat on the bench and, you know, sulked. He's still coaching his kids up. There's still kids that are going to be playing for him next year, and you learn from it. You know, the kids are going to take it hard, but at the end of the day, they're going to realize they just, you know, they got beat by a better team. And, you know, if they played this team 10 times, they'd probably lose 10 times. Maybe once they could sneak one. I'm not sure they could. And so, you know, you learn from it. You learn how to get better. And I think you tell your young kids, this is how good you got to be to win a state championship.
2 of their starting 5 will be back next year.
And sometimes getting here is the biggest problem you have with teams. They're so happy to get here. It's like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Well, you know, some people, it's so hard to get here. You better take advantage of it when you're here.
Well, it's been since 1972. That was the last appearance for St. Pete. They lost to Lake Worth in the 4A state semifinals. The floater along the baseline, no good, but followed in by Matthew Jackson, his first 2 of the game. And a foul called as the clock winds down, and that will do it. The Ely Tigers will win it by the final score of 62-29. And they will play for the Class 7A state championship against Oak Ridge of Orlando tomorrow at 5:05. Bob, as always, enjoyed it. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Mike. I enjoy working with you and looking forward to the next game.
That's going to do it for now in this Class 7A semifinal. Don't forget, you can buy a DVD of this broadcast by going to FHSAAsports.com. Coming up, the Class 8A semifinals at 7 o'clock. It'll be Haggerty and Vero Beach, followed by Spanish River and Hialeah Gardens. This has been a production of Play On Sports for our entire crew and for my broadcast partner, Bob Hardesky. I'm Mike Rideout saying so long for now from the Lakeland Center. Good night and God bless.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.